A new trailer for The Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power teases young Galadriel's warrior origin story and her storyline for Season 1. Based on J.R.R. Tolkien's beloved fantasy novels, The Rings of Power is an upcoming series from Prime Video. The show takes place thousands of years before the events of Peter Jackson's acclaimed The Lord of the Rings trilogy, chronicling the rise of dark forces in the more prosperous Second Age of Middle-earth. While The Rings of Power takes place in a completely different time period to Jackson's films, several characters will making their return in the new show, including Galadriel. First played by Cate Blanchett in Jackson's trilogy, a younger version of the immortal elf takes center stage in The Rings of Power, played this time by Morif Clark. Trailers for the upcoming series have already shown that the character will be much different this time around, boasting a more warrior-like persona, which is a drastic departure from her more ethereal depiction in the Lord of the Rings films. Now, a new trailer has shown fans even more of what is in store for audiences from Clark's Galadriel. In a new trailer posted by Prime Video on Twitter, the character's Season 1 journey is shown in more depth than ever before. With a voiceover from Clark herself, the trailer shows more of Galadriel's warrior origins and teases that the character is on a quest for vengeance in Season 1. The trailer also hints that Galadriel is one of the first in Middle-earth to sense that evil has returned and that she will try to convince others to prepare for the coming darkness. Check out the new trailer below. As with many areas of The Rings of Power, fans of The Lord of the Rings appear to be in for some major changes and developments. Previous trailers for The Rings of Power have already teased that the version of Galadriel in the upcoming show isn't afraid to brandish a sword and get her hands dirty, but the newest video delves more into the character's motivations. As Clark explains, Galadriel is still reeling from the death of her brother when audiences first meet her in the show, and, at least at first, she is partially driven by a desire for revenge. While this new take on Galadriel certainly may take some getting used to by fans, it's fitting that the character isn't exactly the same as she appears in The Lord of the Rings. After all, like in all good stories, characters change and evolve over time, and it's possible that The Rings of Power will help to shed light on and contextualize Blanchett's version of the character in Jackson's trilogy. Thankfully, fans don't have much longer to wait before they can see this new take on Galadriel in action for themselves with The Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power release date now less than 2 weeks away. Source: Prime Video Twitter.